Jake and Jacob here. Two well-known kid celebrities in the Web3 ecosystem coming on to CraigO's Crypto Corner. I'm CraigO, and join me on my adventures with CraigO's cryptocurrency as we cover the blockchain, Web3, NFT, and cryptocurrency technologies. Interviewing the best in the industry, giving tips and tricks, and also sharing with you projects that I'm most excited about.
You're watching CraigO's Crypto Corner, best in Web3, blockchain, NFT, cryptocurrency technology.
With great reviews, incredible interviews with some of the leading people in the Web3 ethos, and just the general things Web3. Today's a really cool day because I have my son in the studio and our son's friend, Mr. Jake, a 10-year-old, super smart young man who has a curiosity for life in Web3. And as he gets older, it's going to be really interesting to see how this all pans out. Jake, welcome to the studio. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, Greg.
You're doing good. I love it. I love it. So we've got some questions to ask each other, a little back and forth. And so we've got probably about 5 or 6 questions that you have for me, and I'm going to answer them as best as I can because I think part of the idea, and I was telling you before we came on, is that mass adoption is met with a challenge, but when you can have youth coming towards you, asking questions that are based around curiosity and just a general want to know and learn and grow, and it's my son and my son's friend, I'm not going to be the one to say no. So we're going to start it off, right? So we got the first question. You see it right on my computer screen. Go ahead.
Why did you start CraigO's Crypto Corner?
I think because I've always wanted to do a podcast, and I wanted to connect with people in a meaningful way, and I wanted to learn something well beyond what I knew. And I think when I first started to hear about podcasting and, and Web3, mostly Web3 and cryptos and NFTs, I felt really intimidated by this space like a lot of other people. And so I wanted to kind of pull back the curtain and at the same time provide value for an audience, but selfishly for myself at the same time to continue to learn and grow. So that's why I started it.
Who came up with the idea for the podcast?
I would say that it was my idea. I was having lunch with my friend, Adam Hirsch, and we were sitting down and I said, Adam, this crypto NFT thing, this Web3 thing, the blockchain, it's not going anywhere. I said, can we start a podcast? And he goes, okay. He goes, get me the information. And I got him the information. And from there, that was it. We were off to the races. We got the information. We connected with Downtime TV, which is out of the Knowlton in Bridgeport. And from there, we got all the information we needed, and we launched off the podcast. And Adam only had but one question for me. Craig, will you run out of content and information to talk about? And I said, I don't think I will. And my son, he bears witness to it because I'm always practicing the content that we're going over at home, getting prepared for the studio.
How do you think the blockchain will be used in the future?
I think it's going to be used in multiple different ways. So it'll be used cross-industry. So products and service companies, and I talk a lot about this idea of utility, it'll be used where people are going to be able to have an NFT, which gives them access, membership to that product or service club. And NFT communities that are building right now that are just strictly Web3 are going to have products and services coming to them in the next couple of years. That's what I see happening. So, for instance, when you go one day to buy a house with your significant other, what's going to happen is you're gonna buy the home, and the deed is going to be an NFT, and it's going to be on the blockchain, and it's going to be protected. So right now we're going through all these hacking issues. So hopefully your deed won't get hacked, and you'll still own your house. So I think there's going to be a lot of different use cases for it.
How many different cryptos are there?
So I actually looked this one up last night. According to CoinMarketCap, there are 1,583 cryptocurrency that are registered on their platform. I've got to assume there are tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. And the reason that I say that is because you can create a crypto. And it's not very expensive. Doesn't mean your crypto is going to do anything. Because what you're doing is when you create that crypto, you have to create a community around it where you provide liquidity, which means that you provide value. It's a pool of money. And then through that, the community is withdrawing or converting their crypto. and into actual money, fiat, and then they're putting back in. So there's sort of this give and take. And so those communities or those pools of money don't just grow out of nowhere. There has to be a value. The community has to feel compelled, whether it's a crypto or an NFT.
What makes one NFT more valuable than another?
In short, it is about rarity and traits. So, for instance, if you're looking at two different collections, you could have one collection that has been very successful, a community that backs it. There is value where they have a liquidity pool, where there's a token. We'll talk about that, where there's something connected to it, so you can actually grab money, or there's membership opportunities, the IRL, which is in real life events. So you have access to clubs or restaurant establishments. So there's something that asset is giving you. But then there are other NFTs that are out there that cost very little. Have no, it doesn't mean because they cost little, but there's no real value, and the community's not engaging. It's not a matured community, and there's not this like long-term vision, right? Because like right now, if you started a business, you would want to have a mission statement. You would want to have sort of a roadmap of what your business is going to look like. It's no different with Web3 businesses. And I hear my son talking. Hey, Jacob, how are you? He's good. So tell me. And I'm going to come right back to you, Jake. Jacob, what is your favorite thing to do at home when I show you a picture of an NFT? What do you like to do?
Print it.
You like to print it. Do you know which ones you like to print? I know them. So if you don't know the answer, I'm going to tell everybody. Which do you know the collection?
No.
I'm going to tell you then. You ready? The Knights of Degen. So shout out to Drew Austin. My son is a big fan of the Knights of Degen. And
The Knights of Degen.
The Knights of Degen. All right, so we're going to come back to you, Jake. All right, you got a couple more questions for me. I think you do. All right. So you asked me what makes one NFT more valuable than another, right? So then you have collections. So within a collection, you have these rarity and traits, right? So you can have what the floor is, what a floor price is, but then you can have at the top of that collection, you could have something that is just 1% or less than 1% of that collection has that NFT. Right? That specific trait. And that makes it way more valuable. But the floor sets the value for the entire collection.
Are there different types of NFTs?
There sure are. You have music NFTs. You have NFTs that are membership NFTs. You have just art-based NFTs. You have gaming NFTs. You got a lot of really cool different types of digital assets, because that's what NFTs are. They're really just digital assets that can either grow in value or become no value at all after you purchase them. And we've seen that in this, they call it a bear market. Remember we talked about that?
Yeah.
Bear and the bull? So the bull is the bull market's what we're going for. Right now we're in the bear market, and a lot of people are like you and I right now. We're creating some really good content for those out there that are tuning in and checking us out. So you had another question for me. I know you did.
What's a gas fee considered on the blockchain?
So a gas fee on the blockchain, I'm just going to use Ethereum for that. It's how you move around your crypto and your NFT. So if I go to purchase cryptocurrency, I'm paying a gas fee for that. If I go to sell an NFT and I'm going to put it on the, say, OpenSea marketplace, I pay a gas fee to list that. So gas fee allows the validators to validate your transaction and move it around. So a gas fee is, by the way, is also considered a smart contract, right? So that's a gas fee as well. So a gas fee is considered a smart contract. All right.
Are all NFTs the same value within a collection?
So we go back to that. They are not. They are not all created equal. Now, there are some NFT collections that are all the same. So there are some NFT collections that don't have rarity and traits. They're all the same across. So some of those collections, there's a set floor as the price goes up in the value, versus one NFT being a floor price, and then at the very top, the most rarest of NFTs. And we saw this last year with some of the major collections, right? A couple weeks ago, we had on a mandatory from On-Chain Monkey, which is a really cool collection.
I love On-Chain Monkey.
I know you do. And what was really cool is they did their karma mint on June 29th. So their collection has collected a lot in value, and they're holding the floor really, really well on their collection. And then, of course, Jacob's favorite is the Knights of Degen. So we kind of battle between those, which collection or community we like more. But I like them both the same. So shout out to those two communities. But yeah, so the rarity and traits, if you have a collection that is very different, like an art-based collection, those can sometimes differ in price. But if you have a collection that is, say, like a membership collection where you have just a pass, that pass is the same for the 10,000 or 5,000 of the collection that is in that representative of that particular collection. I know. See, you're making, you know what's funny? I was thinking about it before you came on. I was like, Jake's going to make it challenging for me to actually answer some of these questions because I can't just go complicated because we gotta simplify things for people, Jake. What do you think holds people back from wanting to learn more about Web3, or do you think people are really excited and have a curiosity like you?
I think the biggest thing is that
Is that
they don't like they have the internet, but they don't really want to know how it works because then they think it'll maybe get too complicated.
I can understand that. It's kind of intimidating. Remember we were talking in the car and you're like, what was Web 1? And I said, well, it's kind of AOL with the modem, just connecting, getting into a chat room. And then I said Web 2, which we're in right now, which is the Facebook and the Instagram, being able to socially connect. And then I said this Web 3 is this thing called DeFi, right? Decentralized finance. And this peer-to-peer network where we don't need a centralized hub to give us boss or directions. We are in control of that. And that's what's really exciting for you as you get older, how you're going to really learn about this technology, and it's going to become very easy for you, or much easier. So I want to hop into a quick screen share with you and my son Jacob, and I want to show you guys an OpenSea, kind of what some of these collections look like. So we're going to go into Knights of Degen. Now we had on Drew Austin. So you see where it says the floor price is 0.21. So that's 0.21 Ethereum. And then you can see the volume that they've been doing, how many items are in this collection, how many owners there are. So if I clicked on this one, this is the floor one, we can see that it's $338. All right. So if I decided that if I wanted to buy that now, I would click on that button and then I would hook up my wallet. And then that NFT, if I decided to purchase it, would be sitting inside my wallet. Then we also have my other favorite collection, which is On-Chain Monkeys. So as you can see, their floor price right now is right under an ETH. This is a really good collection, and I like the fundamentals. When I say fundamentals, see, I told you I gotta be careful on these words. So I like how they have a good roadmap. They have a long-term plan. They're not trying to rush things. And these are two great communities, both on Twitter and Discord. Remember social media? So the social media that's used to build up these communities is mostly Twitter and Discord. And then, of course, you have Facebook, and you've heard of Instagram, right? So those social platforms, we have a presence on there. But those two platforms are very important. And then you have TikTok and YouTube. And that's how we get out our content. And then eventually, CraigO's Crypto Corner is going to be going on to Spotify, a little shill, right? And we're going to be going on to Apple Music because we want people to also hear the audio when they're in the car. And that sometimes is hard because we have these great and engaging interviews. All right, so let's go back to some of our other questions. I think now we're gonna do a show of the wallet. You want to see how the wallet hooks up?
Yeah.
All right, Tony, we're going back into one more screen share, my friend. A couple more, but we'll make it easy. This is fun. I'm enjoying this. All right. All righty. Here we go. Look, see? So this is the MetaMask. So now I'm gonna enter my password. Okay, so this is what we call a hot wallet. All right, we'll talk a little bit about wallets in a second. But as you can see, I have various wallets that are hooked up. So here, I'm going to go into this one real quick. I'm going to hook into my wallet one, and we're going to go look at my collection in real time. So here's what we do. See this little wallet connect button right on the right? We're going to connect it. It's asking me for the MetaMask. So automatically, I should be connected. There are safety features in place. This was hard for me. This was, by the way, Jake, this was really intimidating to buy and sell NFTs when I first started. I was really, just didn't make me feel okay. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose something. And I got scammed a couple times. I told Jacob. So this is the collection here. How cool is that? So, oh, also you asked me what other types of NFTs? You also have name services. So Ethereum has ENS. So you create, you know how like you have Coca-Cola.com? Well, you have that on the blockchain. you have different ENSs. So you have different domains that you can create within Web3. How cool is that?
That's pretty cool.
I know, right? All right. So
Yeah, right.
all right, so let's go back to when I'll show you also, I want to show you Etherscan. So this is what tracks all of those transactions and gas fees. So I'm going to click into one of them so you can see in real time. Okay. So you see this right here? So this is the total value. This is what someone paid for whether it's a particular NFT. And then this is the transactions. So this might have just been moving around. This might have been just moving around a gas fee. You see? So that's really cool to take a look into. So let's go a little bit past that. So now I'm going to turn the tables on you. I have some questions for you. You ready? You ready for my questions?
Yeah.
Let's do them, man. So what do your parents think about crypto and NFTs?
My mom doesn't know a thing about it, and my dad's a traditional investor, and he invests in a lot of things.
Yep. So this past Saturday when I came and sat down with you and your
My
dad,
mom doesn't
and we had
know
a
anything about it.
and we yeah, and your mom doesn't know anything about it. That's good. How about your dad? Is he a traditional finance guy?
Yes.
Yeah. So when I was sitting down with you guys on Saturday, I had my cup of coffee in hand, and your dad, it was interesting. Traditional finance, and this is something really important for people to hear. People who are in traditional finance, the fundamentals of that are very much the same in Web3 when it comes to buying and selling and trading cryptos and NFTs, because it's very much the same. There's a community that's built around it. So if, like, for instance, with Coca-Cola, if they have bad stock earnings or if they have a bad quarter, because everything's measured out in quarters. Hey, we had a bad quarter, which is 3 months. What do? They come out and they announce to the public, we didn't make the sales targets that we were supposed to. And what happens to their stock because of that?
It goes down.
I should have let you just do that because you already knew that, right? So it goes down. So that what that's called is in our world of Web3, it's called FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, right? So if you're scared money pulls away. The problem is that people pull their money out because they didn't see the long-term belief in a digital asset, which is an NFT, or the cryptocurrencies. All right, I got a good one for you. What's the difference between a crypto and an NFT? Watch this.
An NFT can't be fractionalized. It can't be like cut in half or in quarters or in eighths or in anything like that. And a crypto can be.
That's right. That's right. So if I gave you 1 Bitcoin and you gave me back 1 Bitcoin,
It's the same.
my man, you better not take my spot here. You know that? All right. And then with NFTs, if I go to give you an NFT and you go to give me an NFT, what's your question?
They're like not the same.
Exactly. Even though they both have the word NFT or the letters NFT, non-fungible token, they're not the same value. I love that.
Are there any two NFTs that are like the same in value?
Similar.
Similar?
So like, for instance, here, let's go back to a screen share. Tony, bring us back to that screen share, my friend. All right, let's go into, let's go here. We're going to go into Knights of Degen. We'll go back into there so I can kind of show you. All right. So you see these two right here?
Yeah.
They're similar value. This one is 0.205 ETH, and this one is 0.21 ETH. And you can convert Ethereum into USD. That's why we saw $338. So this one's $338, and this one might be $340, $341. How cool is that?
Pretty cool.
All right, so we got some more questions. I know we do. This is good content we're creating for all the young people out there. They're going to look up to you. This is awesome, all right? So do your friends know about crypto and NFTs?
Well, I don't know. Probably not, but I'm only 9 after all, so.
Hey, I was willing to add on how many more months until you're 10? Yeah, don't worry about it. What month's your birthday?
April.
April. Okay. You're a very matured 9-year-old. All right. So you know what? You know how they're going to know about it? I can tell you right now. It's going to be by gaming. When people throw on those VR goggles and they're in augmented reality and they're playing video games, that's when it's going to be really exciting. All right? Do you remember how today's podcast came about?
Well, I was sitting in the back of your car and I overheard a conversation and I didn't know like a thing about it. So then I asked you some questions.
Yeah, and Jacob's always riding, second row because we got the 3-row car. And Jacob looks at me and he goes, "Dad, play some more of CraigO's Crypto Corner." And that's how he was able to do that intro today, is because he's listened to it so much, and he really does like the interviews. Jacob, what do you like about the interviews?
I have no idea.
You have no idea. You know what? I love that. That's an honest answer. I have no idea. I think he just. I think he just likes. I think he just likes to see what his dad's doing, and
Yeah.
that makes me happy. That warms my heart. I love him, so that works for me. All right. So that's how today's podcast came about. And so before it did, some of the questions that we had in preparation for today's interview, I was speaking to young Zane. He is the 10-year-old of the Elron blockchain. He is the youngest investor. He does his own research, I believe, with his dad, which is awesome, and with his family. And he brings his own voice to the space, and he's purpose-driven, and he wants to onboard and teach other kids and parents about Web3. So I think it's a project that he and his son got into, and he wanted me to say hi to you and give you a quick shout out as well. But I'd love people, and we're going to do a quick screen share so those that can follow young Zane. I really admire this young man, what he's doing. He creates his own videos, and he does a lot within the Discord channel. And so one of the things that I also like to do is, as I mention it a lot, is our Elron Clubhouse. There's a lot of learning to be done. And I'm really excited. And it's also a last call to action before we wrap up today is I'm going to be setting your dad up with his Meyer wallet. And I hear Jacob in the back. Jacob, I love you, my man. We're going to create you a Meyer wallet. And we're going to give you some NFTs. Jacob has his own NFTs through me, of course. And we're going to set your dad up. We're going to make sure your seed phrase is protected, and that you never get your stuff hacked.
You say you want to get me a wallet.
Yes. You already got a wallet. You got a couple of
do
those,
not.
Jacob. But Jake and Jacob, I want to tell you
I only
both
got one. I
how
got zero,
honored
I mean.
I am to have you both on CraigO's Crypto Corner. Jacob, you wanna say goodbye to everybody?
Bye.
Bye. Jake, thank you so much for coming on, my friend.
Okay, it's been an honor, Craig.
Awesome, my man. Let's do it. Thank you, guys.